Story time. I want to tell you about my worst date I've ever been on. Now, even though I've always been a big guy, I've always been over 400 pounds, I've never had a problem getting dates. Set up on a blind date. I like to plan things out. We're going to go here, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to do that, and we're going to have a good time. First dates, I believe, should be somewhere you could talk, you could get to know each other. It's not going to be like the movies. It's not going to be somewhere that's going to be extremely loud. You want to get to know them. I made the plans. We're going to go to a nice restaurant where it's not too expensive. That's gonna break my wallet, but not like really cheap to where it's like we're gonna spend like $2 or something. I don't know, but you get what I'm trying to say. I pick her up, I get her address, and I open the door for her. I'm the gentleman. I want to make a good impression. The car ride was actually pretty fun. I finally got to put a face to the number I was texting and calling. You talked about our favorite movie because I judge you on your favorite movie. I really do. And then we talked about video games. I also judge people on what character they pick on Super Mario Kart. She chose Peach, that's okay. I'm more of a Toad guy. I like the little tiny Toad because he's fast and he's the best character.
Yoshi's the best is what I said.
Oh, the wife said Yoshi's the best. Who do you think is the best for Mario Kart? And then we get to the Hibachi Steakhouse who cooks all the food in front of you. They do the tricks and throwing the egg up and you catching the food in your mouth, and then it's really entertaining when you get the right cook. That's where I decided to take her for dinner. I didn't know something that's about to come up. I found out that she is a vegan. Like, I know a couple of vegans. They're not one of those who just like shove vegan down everyone's throat. This is the way, this is the life, this is the truth. You have to go vegan and da 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 da. There's people like that, and I didn't know she was one of those.
Shit.
She's also one of those vegans who like to throw red paint on people's fur coats. She's the type of vegan who will get you kind of get the picture. But Hibachi Steakhouse was the wrong thing to take her out on a date for. It's so funny. I'm telling you guys this story, but my wife, which is not that person, is literally asking me all these questions that I'm going to share in the video because now she's invested in this story. This is the first time she's hearing this story.
It's such a joy to talk about your ex-girlfriend.
She wasn't an ex, it was just one date.
Never.
There was, oh yeah, back to the story. Let me recap. I went on a blind date. She's a vegan. She's one of those hardcore vegans, and here's where we come up with the problem, and I don't know how to tell it, and nothing about veganism, so don't come after me. It's just part of this story. It gets bad from here. In the restaurant, like, you sit 8 to 10 people at the hibachi restaurant because they cook there. You take your order, blah blah blah. But I have a feeling that she was like balling it all up on the inside, and one little thing was gonna set her off, and it did. We're sitting there. We got sat with like 6 other people. I don't remember the exact number. We got sat in the middle. I like to sit in the middle because that's the most entertaining spot, because they do the flips and they do the volcano and they do the heart with the heartbeat, and they do like the choo-choo train. Like, there's so much things in a hibachi restaurant that if you don't go, you should go at least once. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of expensive, but it's still fun. When they take your order, they go down the line. Like, they work on one side, and then they work to the middle, and then they go to the other side. And it gets to her. She orders before me, and all she really does, she doesn't even say it, she yells it. Let's see if I could yell like she does. Meat is murder! Stood up so fast when she did it that her chair went flying and hit the back wall. And I've never experienced this in person. I've never seen anyone do this in real life. And just weird. But she was hot. And when you're on a first date, someone being hot, you throw all the red flags out the window because she's hot. She's like one of those dreadlock, different colored stuff in the hair, and she had a good figure. She was fairly tall, like 5'9", 5'10", but yeah, she was really beautiful. I threw all the red flags out. That I didn't care. Let's continue on the date, which it should have ended right there. I put down, I think it was like $80 or $60, and I apologized as we left, and she's still screaming out the door, and I couldn't even make out most of it because there's that high-pitched screaming sound, and the date continues. After the dinner fiasco, I decided let's go somewhere where me and her could just talk and get to know each other even better. Took her to a park. We sat there, we talked for, I don't know, it was like 45 minutes, an hour. Mentioned, throw all the red flags out when they're hot. To mention, hey, one of my friends is having a party. We end up going to that party. I don't know anybody there. And they're all, the best way to describe it is all like, you could tell these people go to Woodstock type of people. I was in my early 20s when this happened. So I was always down to party at that time in my life. I'm a very outgoing person. I can make friends in any like situations. I talk to people. They have like people playing video games on one side. They have the people who hang out in the food area. It's just like a regular house party type of thing. I lose her for, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. I wasn't even thinking about it because I was having so much fun. But then I look across the room and she's there making out with another guy. I thought we was on a date. I don't know. It was a weird situation. The moment I figured that she's making out with someone else, I told the friends I made there, hey, hit me up, here's my number, text me, call me, hit me up on MySpace. That's how long ago it was. And I leave. I'm gonna say about an hour and a half later, I get a call from the girl saying, hey, I got ditched and can you come pick me up? Got ditched by who? She said the guy who she was making out with ditched her in the middle of the road and wanted me, the person she ditched, for that person to come pick her up. So I'm there giving her a ride back home, and that's basically how the date ended.
After she ditched you, making out with another guy, you still went and picked her up and took her home? How much of a nice guy you are. I wouldn't have done that.
Would you guys pick her up after all that? I don't know. I like to help people out when they're in a bad situation, so I did it. Would you guys?